Have you ever had that feeling? A quiet, nagging restlessness that whispers, no matter what you accomplish, that there's something more you're meant to be doing. There's a name for that. It's your personal legend calling out to you. And this story, about a simple shepherd boy named Santiago, might just help you understand your own. Our story begins with Santiago, a young shepherd in Spain. He's comfortable. He knows his sheep, his routines, and his life is predictable. But he's also restless, thanks to a recurring dream he keeps having about a hidden treasure waiting for him at the base of the Egyptian pyramids. That dream is a metaphor for the call we all feel. A pull toward a life that feels more authentic, more us. Santiago represents every single one of us standing at a crossroads, caught between the safety of what we know and the terrifying, thrilling possibility of the unknown. His story isn't just about a hunt for gold. It's about what it takes to answer that call and the person you become when you finally do. After a nudge from a mysterious old king, Santiago sells his flock and sails for Africa to chase his personal legend, the term the book uses for our unique purpose in life. But the moment he arrives, his quest seems to die. He's robbed in a crowded market, left broke and alone in a country he doesn't know. This is the first great test, the one we all face when we step off the beaten path. It's that moment when doubt screams louder than conviction and introduces the single biggest obstacle to our dreams. And it isn't failure, it's fear. Fear is always a bigger obstacle than the obstacle itself. Defeated, Santiago finds a job with a local crystal merchant. The merchant is a kind man, but he's also a prisoner in his own life. He too has a dream, a personal legend to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. But he's afraid to leave his shop, afraid of the unknown, afraid of what might happen. He's gotten so comfortable wanting his dream that he's terrified of actually achieving it. The crystal merchant is a living warning of what happens when we let fear win. He shows Santiago and us that the price of inaction is a quiet life filled with regret. Santiago could have just saved up, gone home, bought more sheep, and forgotten the whole thing. But he realized that would mean giving up on his dream forever. And that was a price he just wasn't willing to pay. Instead, Santiago uses his creativity to help the merchant's business boom. In the process, he starts to see the world differently. He learns to notice omens, the subtle signs the universe sends to guide him forward. This leads to one of the most powerful lessons in the book. When you really want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's about tuning in. By taking action and pushing past his fear, Santiago starts to align with what the book calls the soul of the world. He begins listening to his heart, realizing it knows the way because it comes from that same universal soul. It's a powerful reminder that our intuition isn't random. It's a compass. We just have to learn how to trust it again. With a renewed sense of purpose, Santiago joins a caravan crossing the vast desert. He falls in love, faces his own mortality, and meets a wise alchemist who becomes his mentor. The alchemist teaches him that while turning lead into gold is a physical possibility, the true alchemy is the process of purifying yourself to realize your own potential. After a long and brutal journey, Santiago finally reaches the Egyptian pyramids. Exhausted but spiritually transformed, he starts digging for the treasure right where his dream told him it would be. And he finds absolutely nothing. At his lowest point, beaten and heartbroken, he's robbed again. But as the thieves mock him for his foolish dream, their leader casually mentions a dream he once had, about a treasure buried back in Spain, under a sycamore tree in a ruined church. And in that instant, Santiago understands. The treasure was never at the destination. It was right back where he started, but he never would have found it without taking the journey. the entire quest, the hardship, the love, the lessons. That was the real treasure. Your personal legend isn't a destination you arrive at. It's the person you become on the path to get there. The journey itself is what makes you rich. It's the courage you find, the wisdom you gain, and the deep connection you feel to the world when you're living in line with your truest self. So, let me ask you, what is your heart telling you? What's that recurring dream you've been pushing aside? And what fears are keeping you locked in place, just like the crystal merchant in his shop? Santiago's story teaches us that our only real obligation in life is to realize our own destiny. It's about finding the courage to start, the resilience to keep going when you stumble, and the wisdom to understand that the true reward is in the pursuit itself. If this story hit home, I'd love to read your story in the comments. What is your personal legend? What's the one dream you feel called to chase? Share it below.